Esto yo kayarega. Jane. Esto yo kayarega.
Estonga dos.
Machi. Okay. All right. What if I was to say to more than one?
Estongon jo kaya de gaga.
Machi. There you go. There you go. Did you hear that, guys? That's one of the things I wanted to get y'all to, and that's enunciation. That was very good, Jane. That was good. So, and then what helps is dungun. Chukhayade gaga. See those letters that's been, it's got those sounds there. And this is saying, did you make it through the night? Did y'all make it through the night? More than one person. And so see, just breaking them up. You just don't know how important these sounds are, because if you look at this, it's those sounds that we went over. Chuk, ha, ya, de, ga, ga. Each one of these. Chi, u, ki, hi, ah, yi, ah, di, a, ki, ah, ki, ah. That's what it's spelled with. That's how you get the enunciation on all of these. So I have some new students, and if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna go over sounds with them a little bit, so that way they can get to where you're at now. So, and I'll be going into infinitive verbs again, because it's a real, and I'm doing nominative and objective, nouns and verbs, how to write those sentences the way you need to, using those, okay? How to make word content so that you will be speaking. And it's just like getting up in the morning, get up, alegas. That's telling somebody to get up. Humbagis, let's eat. And all this has got to do with pronouns, so I'm going to show you the endings of them. And that one word, when you say humbagis, that's saying let's eat. That one word is saying let's eat. So you can talk to a group. We'll say humbagis, like if there's 5 or 6 people in the living room, you can say humbagis. Let's eat. Okay. So that one word takes care of all that. And that's what we're gonna go through. Okay. Okay. Now look at all these words. Ones that's been in class before, y'all know this. But the ones that haven't, these are all sounds that you're gonna learn. And then look, and every sound, 2 and 3 letter words that you learn is in a word. And you will find that out. Okay, ready? Ah, chi, I, fi, he, a, gi, li, mi, ni, o, bi, the, si, di, u, a, we, ye. And all these, like, and of course, when you get to 2 letter sounds, you'll know where ofki came from. Ofki, hear that ofki. And fi is off. And then ki. And then you got ayo. Ofki is like a stew or soup. Ayo is a hawk. G, as in jissy. Remember, when you got a double consonant like this, you got to pronounce both. And you may not hear C when you say this, but you'll hear that sound. Jissy. It's a mouse. Chussie is a pumpkin. Chahkiben. Remember, there's no silent sounds, but this is a good example. You don't hear that he in there. How come I don't hear he in there? Because it's a, remember I said you can feel it in your mouth. It's barely there, but it's there because there's no silent sounds. So chahkiben. ja, and you kind of have your mouth open, ja, geben. It, excuse me, it is iga. Iga, here, iga is head. It'll is tree. Ipuji is the sun. Okay, hear that I in iga. It'll, ipuji. Long E, idalwa. Idalwa. And anytime you got the li, the VL, it's so you just add this sound, idalwa. Idalwa is a tribal town or the ground. Igana. Igana is like the land, like a land, but it can also be used for world. Ibagen, hear that long E? Ibagen. Because if we used a short, it wouldn't work. Ibagen, see, Ibagen, like Iga. Ibagen is 6. Fi, as in Figi, is a heart. Figi is a heart. Figi is a heart. Fatcha is truth. But you can also use this as like which way. And they're both the same. Some of them spell it with 2 C's, but the way I speak from my area, we got the D in there, fatcha. And you can hear the T, the D sound on your tongue's on top of your palate behind your front teeth. Fatcha is like truth. Fushwa is a bird. He, as in hishte, is hello. Hutki, white. Humgin is 1. A, this is the most confusing to people. You've been seeing it all your life, but you're conditioned to see it in English. So this is a sound. The I is a sound. So that's why we go through this. A, G, E, F, he, A. Hey ye. Hey ye is hot. Legida is to set. Begida is to put something in something. But look here, this is an infinitive verb, isn't it? Legida, iti up at the end. It's got an that's an infinitive verb. Yeah, you can. Good job. Thank you for sharing, Jane. Okay. Key. Begging us to put something in, but see, those are infinitive verbs, so you can do anything with this too right here. Key, as in key, that's a word. Key, that's a mulberry. Gajo is blackberry. Gabi is soap. Now my grandkids know gubby a lot because man, we have to use that all the time. Li, as in litki, is to run. Loja is a turtle. Lamhi is an eagle. Me, as in mahi, like tall. Mado, as in thank you. Me just. Here, see that VS at the end right here? Asi, that is making a command, isn't it? Me just, do something. Joga, me just. Do your work, do your homework. But yoga is paper, so we have to say paper. Me just. Ni, as in najomi, how many? Nagin, that's what? Nodi and T. Now remember, this O is not pronounced O, it's O. As in Oba. Oba is an owl. Oski is rain. Owa is water. And if we did just O on this, we would say Oba or Oski or Owa. We can't do that, so it's pronounced Oba. So that's why you gotta put an attitude in that O. Oba, Oski, Owa. B as in busco. Busco. Busco is a grape. Bosque is our father. Poomi is us. Here's another one that's confusing. Thee. Your tongue is between your teeth. Thee. Saco is a horse. And look at here. Thee. Right here is a bullet or an arrow. And that's the only two things you can use thee for. Tato. Tato is a fish. C as in sa sakwa. Sa, okay, you wonder where the C is in this, because it's got the A on here. Ah, sa sakwa is a goose. Sada is an apple. Suda is a sky. You know, for you new students, and I've been explaining to my older ones too, if the whole world says sky, we say Suda. The whole world says goose, and we say Shashakwa. See how unique that is? Shashakwa. D as in Dinitki. I had that 3:30 this morning. Hahetiehi, Hayatiehi. Hasiski Kadochina. Dinitki. Dinitki is thunder. Doftolosi. Look here. Doftolosi. That's a chicken. And that's how the older language was spoken. They put a dok to it. Now we've cut it off and we say dolosi, but it's understood that it's a chicken. Doftolosi. Dut chinin is 3. Ooh, as in cho. Hear that? Ooh. Chola is a fox. Godi is a frog. Ojasi is an owner. Is Jaxi, it's pumpkin. Bachi. Hear that? Bachi is a pigeon. Aji is corn. We as in Wasco, and you're wondering where's we in Wasco? That's a 3-letter sound there. Wasco. We asti. Wasco is a chigger. Waga is a cow. Weasel is sassafras. Ye as in yaha. You wonder where the ye is in that? Yaha. That's your 2-letter sound words. Yafki. Well, by the way, yaha is wolf. Yafki. Yafki is evening. Yanasa is a buffalo. You know, I look at this language, everybody says buffalo, but we say yanasa. Yanasa. You know, it's different. And, you know, as, you know, our language is slowly going away. And remember now, I'm not a master at this. And I'm not, you know, I may not speak like the elders do. I may not even live up to their expectations. But I do speak, and I, you know, they do understand me. But I've been speaking this for, I think the youngest, somebody told me that they heard me speak was when I first started talking. And I was probably about 4. I was probably about 4 when I started really talking, and I was speaking Creek. So 2 and 3-letter words. This is where this is coming in, that you saw all those letters. When you put 2 sounds together like G and ah, you get ja. Chi, che, cho, chu, ja. Fa, fi, fe, fo, fu, fa. Ga, gi, ge, go, gu, ga. Ha, he, hey, ho, hu, ha. La, le, lo, lu, la. See, all these makes a word like loja. And some says loja. That's turtle. See, ja. See. Ja, see. That's pumpkin. See, all these sounds are in the word, guys. All these sounds. So you got ma, me, mo, mu, ma. Na, ni, ne, no, nu, na. Ba, be, bo, bu, ba. O, si, that's a cat. O, si, that's a cat. Tha, ti, te, to, tu, ta. Remember in that one letter, tha, to, ta, to. That's a fish. Sa, si, say, so, su, sa. Da, di, de, do, du, da. Wa, we, wo, wu, wa. Ya, ye, yo, you, ya. Off, if, off, oof, ak, ik, ok, uk, ak. Al, il, el, ul, al. Am, aim, on, in, on, an. Ab, eb, ob, ub. As, is, ace, os, us. At, it, ot, at. All these sounds you will hear, and they sound weird, but like this and if, they're all in our language, and that's what makes our language to me different than English. I mean, and we have accents, we have tones. We have the tones, and you've heard my tone. And I can make those tones any way I can, any way I want to. Mean, hilarious, sympathetic. I can do it just by you changing the tone. You put si, a, ki. Remember now, si, a, ki, and these are 3-letter sounds. You get sock, seek, sake, shook, sook, suck. Lock, leak, lake, look, luke, luck. Moss, meese, mace, moose, moose, must. Okay, look here. I use a lot of this. Must go get. Must go get. So we're studying. Must go get. Mott, meet, make, mut, moot, mut. Hawk, heek, hake, hook, hook, huck. Hoss, heath, haste, hose, who's, hus. Mock, meek, make, mook, mook, muck. Mon. And you don't hear the need, that N in there, but it's mon. You gotta go, it kind of goes down. Mon, min, main, mun, mun. Hull, heel, hair, hole, hool, hull. Knock, neek, nake, nook, nuck. Fast, feast, look here, F-A-C. Fast, feast, face, fuss, fuss, fuss. Okay, you put fuss, wa. Fuss, wa. That's a bird. Joss, cheese, jace, joss, juice, just. Okay, look here. Just, da, just, doggy. Just, doggy. That's an egg. Spa, spade, spade, spoo, spoo, spa. sla, slee, slay, slow, slew, sluck. Yeek, yeast, yik, yitch, yon, yak. Jim, fin, got, ma, gun, hun. Hun. One. Okay. Hun. Hun. Okay. Honey. Honey. Hun. See if I can find it. Honey means heavy. Honey. Hun. Knee means heavy. Bun. Loaf. Vat. Got. This. Ska. Hal. Hat. Jit. Loaf. Pull. Walk. Sop. Knit. Bill. Jock. Walk. Kit. Foot. Yin. Ska. Bun. Sa. Book. Left. Hook. Dot. Jiff. Duck. Look here. Thuck. Thuck. Remember, you have to pronounce both of those. If you got double consonant, thuck. Thuck. Go. Thuck. Go. That's a horse. Thuck. Go. See how you put these sounds together and it makes it's the language. Sounds is language. That's why I stress language. You new students, make sure you learn these. Because without this, you're not going to be able to break up your words into sounds. You're not going to be able to pronounce right. You're not going to be able to. And this is the key to all those things. At least saying words and then putting words together. Okay. Look here. Just. See. That's that mouse. Just the mouse. This is how you break up sound. If you don't learn this, you won't be able to break up your sounds in order to enunciate. And I stress this like you know tomorrow. It gets pretty redundant. It'll get redundant. But redundance will pay off in the long run. When you get all bored and sometimes you'll fall asleep on this and you will be able to by learning this. And this is all it takes right here to break up words into sounds where you can pronounce. Okay, I'm going to greetings. My hand. It's his Jay. His Jay is hello. And the response is his Jay. Somebody can say that. You know, if you say his Jay, they're going to say hello to you too. If you say hello, they're going to say hello. So put some feeling into this. Don't just walk up and say, he's Jay. You can't do that. You have to say, he's Jay. And they'll respond back to you, he's Jay. How are you? Istungo. 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 Hear those tones? Istungo. All this was in your sounds. Istungo. How are you? I don't know where that ihi comes from, but you probably could say ihe istungos. And you, Chinda. Chinda. You okay too? Estungesos. You say Chinda, and this is a response. Estungesos. I'm fine. I'm okay. I seem to be good. Estungesos. Chihijayat. Hitos. Chihijayat means I've seen you. I'm seeing you. Hitos. He is short for hiti. Good. Dos. Chihijayat. Hitos. Chimio. You too. Chimio. We haven't seen each other in a long time. Tihijigat. Hofonni. Tihijigat. Hofonni. You've seen it. Mondos. That's true. Mondos. How was the family? How was the rest? Abaldagi. Tungod fulla. Abaldagi. How's the family? It's actually saying how's the rest. Abaldagi. How's the rest? Is Abaldagi means the rest of them. They are okay. Don't go and fullness. Remember, fullness and fulla is a base word. They come from the base word fulla, to go around or to be around, or like a nomad. Chinakta, yours. Chinakta. Greetings to a visitor. When there's difference, when you get visitors, you say, Ajibas, come in. You don't say, you don't say, come in. You say, come in. Ajibas, legibus, sit down. Doch legibus, have a seat. Not iskida chiachigo. Tak iskida chiachigo. You want something to drink? You want something to drink? Coffee. This is Crinklish. Coffee. We say we didn't have coffee. Remember that back in the homelands. We would say coffee, but we had to turn it to Crinklish. And when I say Crinklish, it means making it the English word to a Creek sound. So we say coffee or jados. Coffee is coffee. OJ, I have, yes, ojedos. We don't hardly ask this. Now, I ask my kids and I ask my husband, have you eaten? Home bitcha. Oh, home bitchidoa. Home bitchidoa. Home bitchidoa, have you eaten? We don't usually ask that to visitors. We just pull it out and let them eat. You made it back. The lock it down. I'll see you again. Chihijathas. See, we don't have by.
Babe,
Just, yes, ma'am.
take this.
Chihijathas.
Take it.
Come back again.
Oh, where are you going now?
Just take a break. I'm in my class.
I'm in the middle.
Just eat.
You.
Somebody needs a mute. Hadam talagat J. Come back again. Hadam means again. Talagat G. Come back. And that's emphasized that G is like an expression, meaning it. Talagat G. Come back again. That's like an order. Hadam talagat G. And you make it but I've heard that in a mean way too, because we would go out the door and my mother would say, talagat G, how do you haggle says? She said, you come back in an earlier time. Hadi hagi. Talagachi. And that was like in a mean way. She said, you better get back early. Hadi hagi talagachi. That's like an order saying you better come back early. But this one is saying, come back again to a visitor. Hadam talagachi. See how the difference is? See, we can do this, guys, with this language. This language could be. There's no goodbyes in the Muskogee language. We don't, I always wonder why we don't have byes. But then, my thinking is that we're going to see each other no matter which way we go. Either way, one way or another, we're going to see each other. It says, Chihijathis, I will see you. Chihijathis. I will see you again. Hadam Chihijathis. Hadam Chihijathis. I will see everyone. Chihijathis. Chihijathis is for one person. But when I say Chihijagathis, I will see everyone. That's like you're leaving a group of people and you'll say, I will see everyone. Excuse me, you say Chihijagathis. That's for like 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, not one. You're going over more than one. Chihijagathis, just like that. Good morning. Chihijagathis is, I will see everyone. Everyone in that room. I don't care if there's 20 people in there. You'll say Chihijagathis. Hadam Tihijiathis. We will see each other again. It's like a promise saying that we will see each other again. Hadam Tihijiathis. And you don't have that They'll say, let's see each other again, but this one says we will see each other again. See that difference? Let's see each other again, but this one says we will. That's like a promise. Let's see each other again. Here we go. Adam tihijagatis. It don't say maybe we'll see each other again. It's saying we will. We will see each other again. Let's meet up again. Hadam difachagatis. This difachagatis means like I told y'all before, my past students heard it before. It's like when you go somewhere and you just happen to see somebody, just meet up with somebody that you didn't expect. Like I was telling them one time I went to a native store in Tulsa and we seen people we knew in there. And this was in Tulsa. That person was from Eufaula. I was from Hannah. But we met up with each other in that store in Tulsa. Then we went to a restaurant one time and we met up with people that we knew. And you know, you just never know. So it's like meeting up, just meeting up without no plans, just meeting up. Let's meet up again. Or let's run into each other again. Okay, any questions so far on this, especially you new students, you know, if you have questions, remember, don't be afraid to make a mistake, and there are no stupid questions, okay? If I can answer your question, I will. It's kind of hard to explain the Muskogee language into English because it's not English. You know, we're not studying English, but if I can answer it, I will. And remember, there's no stupid questions. And I've heard some people say, I didn't want to ask because it kind of sounded stupid. No, it's not. That's the only way you're going to find out anything is by asking questions, okay? And don't be afraid to make a mistake. I still make mistakes, and I was asking my mother questions way before she died. And I should have asked more, you know, but I didn't get to. So my walking history book went away, and I have really no one to ask hardly anymore because I'm considered an elder. And our elders way back, they were in their late 80s, early 90s, and some into their hundreds. We don't have that anymore. And now we're considered elders, and I cannot live up to that elder part. And that's because of the way they were, the way they were raised, the way that what they knew. My mother knew things, you know, she was my walking history book. And language, she knew language. And now I get stuck on something and I want to ask her, but who do I go to? I don't have her anymore. So ask all the questions you want. If I can answer it, I will. You know, don't hesitate to ask. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. And don't think any question is stupid because it ain't. Okay? Here we go. We're going to start with this. This is anything that ends with ida. Ida. And you'll notice if you go through your dictionary, there's a lot of ida in there. This, you can do anything with this, okay? And we're going to do that. I just got through typing them up. We're going to use ahonijida, to wake up. If it's got the iti up at the end, that's to wake up. But if you're doing it, and I've got that written up, you drop the iti up and add ac, which is ahonijas, as you add as, and that means you're doing something. Command, ahonijas, wake up. When you got the c at the end, that means you telling somebody to do something. And this is good for teaching kids because this is how I taught my grandkids. I have 3 that lives with me. So I tell them all this. I say, when you just home bus. I got a little, for the you new ones, I got a little 7-year-old. I'll say home bus bib. I call him bib or Chibani. And he'll say, home bakje. He'll go and tell people when people are there, He'll say humbakje. And they don't know a lot of things in English. They don't know salt in English. They don't know tea in English. They don't know grandpa in English. They don't know certain things in English, but they know them in Muskogee. And that's because we use it constantly. We didn't tell them in English. And I have three. That's one that just turned 13, and one that's 9, and one that's 7. So these kids, you know,
No.
I speak to them.
Hold on, baby.
So to eat, hombida,
I'm in class, hon.
y'all need to wait. Hombes means I'm eating. I'm eating. And if I tell them to eat, I say humbas. When I say humbas to that little boy, he'll say humbakje, humbakje, humbakje. I don't get up to work. See, these are just saying, this is just an infinitive verb. It's something, I don't get up to work. But if I say I'm working, I don't guess, hear it? I don't guess, that's just changing. And if you're telling somebody to work, you say, I don't gus, I don't gus. That's a command. Legide is to sit. Leges means I am sitting. Legus is a command to tell somebody to sit. My grandson knows this. I got that little 7-year-old. He's constantly moving, and I have to tell him Legus, you know. Daskida, to jump. But if I'm jumping, I say daskas. And this is daskas. And that's how, and you know, we play with our grandkids. We have one between us, especially with our oldest one. She was the first one. So when she was little, we'd hold her hand between me and my husband. And when we got to a curb or something, we say daskas. And we pick her up. And then even walking, if there was something around, we say daskas. We pick her up. Made her jump. Okay, as she got older, we said daskas, she knew to jump. Okay, daskas meant jump. And then we did it with all 3 of them. And that was just being grandparents. You know, just being parents, daskas, and we pick their, you know, pick them up, make them jump. And litkas, to run, litkida. Hear that ida? If you notice, everything that I'm doing, infinitives got the ida at the end. Litkida. But if I say I'm running, I say litkes. Litkes. Hear that S at the end? Litkes. And then if I'm telling somebody to run, I say litkus. And you know, my oldest grandbaby, my oldest one that lives with me, what I said just turned 13. She was at a ball game and she was playing, she played in a league. So nafkida is to hit. Nafkes means I am hitting. Nafkas is hit. Hit it. Okay, hit something. Okay, we was at a ball game and I said, and she was about 6. Promise. There is no promise. If somebody said, Mvhayv, I haven't been able to find a word or expression that equates to promise. Is there a similar expression in our language? If yes, how do we directly? Okay, let me study on that, okay? And I'll get back to you Tuesday. I'll get back to you. I will do it. Promise. Let me write down promise. Anyway, I told her she was batting and I was rooting for her. So I said, baby, I said, Boko yichin nafkas. And I was speaking Muskogee to her. I said, yichin nafkas. And she turned around and put her thumb at me. She understood what I was saying. She made a sign to me. Boy, she turned around and she gave me that thumb just like this. She said, And the people were looking at me. See, she wasn't afraid to show people that she knew what I was saying to her. I said, baby, I said, boko's ball, indaknafkas, yikchi. Yikchi means hard, hit the ball hard. And she threw that thumb at me and gave me an okay sign. And she was on the plate before they threw the ball. I said, yikchi indaknafkas. See, just little things like that. She knew. And I was so proud of her. When she did that, boy, she turned around and gave me that sign that said, I'm going to do it. Okay? So I said, litkas. You can use this with kids. Litkida is to run. Litkes means I am running. Litkas means you run. Okay? It's a command. Yagabida. Hear all that ida in there? Yagabida. To walk. Yagabes means I am walking. Yagabas means to walk. It's telling somebody to walk. Okay. Wegida, to quit. Weges, I quit. Wegas, I use a lot of this too. Wegas, because I'm trying to quit doing things. Quit. Wegas. Ayida, to go. Yes. Yes means go. You go. Wakida, to lay down. Wakas, I'm laying down. Wakas goes, you lay down. And that's usually at bedtime, you know. I tell my grandkids, wakas, and they'll lay down. I'll say, no just, no jida is to sleep. No just means I am sleeping. No just means go to sleep. There's so many that's not on this list, but I got another list going, using them too. There's so many infinitive verbs because, like I said, we are verb prominent language. And learning these is going to be helpful. Okay, infinitive. Look at this speaking phrases. I just did this to be, and I got more coming. And this is just showing you, for you new ones, how it's used, and for your older ones, learning more. Look here, how's it going? That's how they say now. They don't say, are you okay? They just say, how's it going? We can equivalent that saying, istungon ataga. Istungon means, are you okay? Ataga. Ataga, the base word for ata is asida, to wander around. Ga. Ataga. What's for dinner? I hear this all the time. Nagin yafgat bahaniya. What in the evening going to eat? And that's saying what's for dinner. And it means the same. So if I walked up to somebody and that's European and said, what's for dinner? They're going to tell me. If I walked up to a Muscogee person and said, Nagin yafgat bahaniya. What are we going to eat? Noggin is what? Yafgat in the evening. Humba, what we're going to eat. Haniya. Going to. What we're going to eat. See, this is equivalent to English. It's just that we're speaking it in our own language. This is how we communicate. Same thing. This was our communication. And if you're Muscogee, this is your tongue. This is how your tongue knows. And you know, a lot of it, you naturally know this, but your tongue like lost a nerve. But the reason why I say that is my mom used to tell me it was a God-given gift. When he said, Muskogee the Wagachis, my God, he gave us the language. He said, you are Muskogee. And he identified us with that language. So he said, you're Muskogee, you'll speak Muskogee. You're Cherokee, you'll speak Cherokee. You're Choctaw, you're going to speak Choctaw. That's how he distinguished us as a tribe. And that's how we identify ourselves too. So that's how come I always say I have all the respect in the world for you guys that's taking this. because you're identifying yourself. You are not afraid to say, I'm Muskogee and I'm proud. And I always tell people, I'm a proud Muskogee woman. I like being, I am totally a Muskogee woman. And not just by color, but I also live the way I was raised to live. You know, I always tell people when I go, I can be around in Walmart, I can go into a lawyer's office, I can go into a doctor's office, I can be anywhere. But when I go home, I draw the bridge up. I'm totally Muskogee. My home is Muskogee. It's we live the way they did a long time ago. Of course, we got running water, microwave, gas stove, and all this other stuff, but our way of living. We still believe in the little legends. We still believe in, I teach my family to live the way it was. We still go by our traditional ways and our cultural ways. This evening, I'm going to a ribbon dance for a green corn ceremony. I'm going to leave here this evening and I'm going straight to the grounds. In fact, my husband's over there delivering, we have electricity at the grounds now, by the way. So he's delivering a refrigerator this afternoon. And he said, I gotta get that refrigerator down there to my niece and her husband. They're camping, so, and we cook on open fire. We don't have gas stoves. You know, we don't have gas stoves. We don't have microwave down there. But we have lights. So he's gonna take that refrigerator down there. In fact, I got a call about 10:30 saying, he said, I gotta take it down there, so he's taking it down there now. What's happening this week? Yakta Jago, Nugget do we di. This week, what is going on? The Jago is weak. Yeah, is this. Nugget, what do we di happening? Do you have plans for today? Nagin dua hancha mujanita. Nagin dua hancha mujanita. Noggin is what? Noggin is what? Dua hancha is, what are you going to do? See, we don't have plans in the Muskogee language, but we say, what are you going to do today? Noggin dua hancha, what are you going to do today? Noggin dua hancha mujanita. But it can mean the same thing as, do you have plans for today? Are you busy or are you free to chat? To talk, you have time? Is to talk, because look here, it's an infinitive verb, it's got the ed. To talk. You have time? See how this is being used? Sawichkada. Where are my keys? But we don't have to say Sawichkada is what about the keys? How about the keys? Because I always say, where's keys? Where are my keys? But I can say Sawichkada to a speaker and they know I'm looking for my keys. Where's the keys? Sawichkada. You know, what about keys? How about keys? Where they at? What are you up to this weekend? Dajago Fispogat Duahansa. This is literal weekending. What are you going to do? Dajago is week. Fispogat means it's ended. Duahansa, what are you going to do? Are you keen to have it next Saturday? Are you keen? I've never used keen, but it says, are you keen to have it next Saturday? Dajago Jushi. Or Dajak Tusi. Idin Hombida Chiaja. Idin Hombida is to eat together. But in English it says, do you want to have lunch? So it's not going to be by, she had to ask, or he or she had to ask somebody, let's have lunch. So we say, Idin Hombida Chiaja. Saturday, eat together, you won't? You're joking. Are you kidding? Iogitska. Are you kidding? Iogitska. Look what we can do with our language. Look at it. I mean, we can equivalent what these are saying to a point in English, I mean, in Muskogee, and what they're saying. Have you got much going on these days? And this is how they speak nowadays. It says not media solgin or ditchkidoa. Things to do, a lot you have. But it's saying, have you got much going on these days? How's your work day going? It don't say today your work good is what we're saying, but it says, how's your work day going? We're saying, is your work good today? Is it okay? Should we grab a bite to eat? Not dimbabit to wahania. Knock is something. Dimbabit means like just din hombida. Dimbabit means to eat. You want to grab something together. To wahania. See how any questions so far, even on the past students and even these new students, is there any questions? And I'm just showing you here, we're going to go back to verbs and nouns and pronouns here. And it goes more. I just taught ja and G before. Possessive pronouns. This time we're going in there. And I'll start over with the beginning and then I'll go on down to, because it's going to take that in order to use these personal pronouns and pronouns, possessive pronouns, and even verbs. I got nominative and objective verbs coming up. How you use it in language. Nominative, and objective, they're in the language. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of immersion this time and see how that works out. And because y'all got some short phrases, and I even got getting up, eating, going somewhere. It's all going to be short little phrases, but it covers a whole lot. And what I'm saying is it says it all. It says it all. Got a question? Got a question? If I got a question, and we can go back over these, we're going to go over them because repetition helps because I want retainment. Retainment is the most important thing, is retaining. And some of these past students, they retain and of course they had to do some studying on their own, and you have to with this language. I'm a speaker, and I didn't know how to read and write. So I had to learn how to read and write, and I'm going to tell you something. That was what do you need, Thor?
Okay. Hancha, or honey.
It can be.
Does that have an infinitive verb with it in Muskogee, or not really?
Not really. It's actually
It's
like
what they call an infix. But,
it kind of translates to, are you going to like knock the wahancha? It's like saying, what are you going to do today? Where are you going? It kind of translates to that, but I'm going to get I'm going to write that down too, and I'll get maybe a more explanation on that. Hana means like, are you going to? And ja, of course, is like using a pronoun ja to you, hana, hancha. So that's kind of just used like putting it, and that was a good question. Because unless you ask questions, that's when I can find out if I can find a different explanation for it and stuff. So like if I say, yeah, nagi dua hancha, mojanita, nagi dua hancha. What are you gonna do? See, it kind of translates to that. Does anyone explain it, Thor?
Yeah.
You
Hancha. So you're using it. I guess when you say hancha, it's sort of like putting a at the end of, like, let's say you were asking somebody if they were speaking Magitska. but you're making a cha, and in other places, cha is I, it's mine, it's I or mine.
So,
But here, at the end of han, it's kind of like an interrogative question. It's hanja,
hancha.
and you just have to. It goes by word order and where it is in the sentence and what's being asked.
Yeah, that's the thing with this, like Nagin, Yafkat, Humba, Haniya. See, there's a Hani, and then right here, you have pens for day, Hancha. See, it's like, what's, for dinner, Nagin, Yafkat, Humba, Haniya. What are we, is what that Haniya. And then on Hancha.
Oh, okay. So the
You
E,
get it? Yeah. You getting it?
E, Yi,
Uh-huh.
it's actually one word, and it's making that han. It's
Yeah.
making that han. So it is like a verb there.
Yeah.
Hanya.
Yeah, it is,
All right, and hanya is one word. Okay, and then with ya, Tachago, Nagat, Doidi, Doidi. The ya, I'm taking the ya in front of Tachago as just sort of a shortened form of hiya.
Yeah, well, yeah is this, remember? Ma is that, yeah is this. This week, what we gonna do? Do we do?
Okay, but if I say hiya and I'm using
that's
that
same
for
thing.
this,
This one.
is that understood? Or is,
When you say here, you're saying this particular thing. Like if I said here, but if I said yeah, I can have to explain it. Yeah, it's smilga.
it's
Smilga.
just more general, right?
Yeah, right. But if I say here, I'm saying this one, particular, pointing at this one, okay? This one, here.
So what would the difference be between ya and ma?
Yeah is this, but if ma is that. Okay.
Okay, but ya, it must be, usually in English, this is pretty definite.
Yeah.
Ya is less definite. So the difference between ya and ma is less clear in Creek.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it is. It is. You got it. But that's what I'm saying. This language, we can speak it in so many different ways that it can't even be confusing. And that's why I do all these little phrases here to show how it can be used and said in so many different ways. And that's what you can use word order a lot. That needs to be learned too, but saying them in so many different, I can say some of these in so many different ways, and I try to get the simplest way I can to do these phrases, but you can say this like, it's still going off a God. How's it going? I can say it's still going off a job, or it's still going, let's see. It's still going off Dorchi. See, it can be done in so many ways and said, and that's how come, yeah, Mado, Tony, Jonathan, Mado. Look here, he said, Mado Mahaya Hadam Chihijagathis. That's the way, exactly what you're supposed to say, and he said it right. But going back to, it can be said in so many ways, and that's how come, like when they put us at a round table, sometimes we'll have a round table discussion. And we have to record each other because we'll say, they'll ask a phrase and each one of us has a different way of saying it. And then if we say it again, we'll say it in a different way. And we'll say, what did I say? And they'll say, what did you say? See, but it means the same thing. And that's how come I try to be consistent on this, but boy, sometimes that's hard to do. But yeah, it can be said, but this, anyway, you use this right here, Nagin Duahancha Mujanita. Whether you say Nagin Duahanska Mujanita is right too, okay? Either way, you say, or, see, I just turned it around. See, and
Okay,
it-
suppose you say Istongon Atitska,
yeah,
or
yeah,
you
yeah.
can do that.
yes, and it means the same thing.
But Athaga is kind of a shortened form of that, and Athacha, from what you're saying, would also mean the same thing.
Yeah, and when you
It's
say
probably a dialect difference, or
there ain't no dialect, it's just that there's, like, when you say Stungan Atitska, you're saying you're going around okay too. And if I say Stungan Athaga, it's same thing. It's same thing. It means the same. It's just that we're saying it different. And why? I don't know. That's something I'm gonna have to study up on. You asked a good question, because you know, when y'all ask questions, it makes me think. Sometimes my veins burn. But it means the same thing. How's it going? You know?
but
Mvhayv.
don't most people fall into a pattern of mostly
It
using one
can,
particular
yeah,
form?
with Muskogee, yeah, what your family said is what you're gonna say, but some of them will change it around. Like I said, we have this round table, we'll say things, and then we'll say, what did I, and then the next one trying to say something will be a little different, or a different word in there, and we'll say, what did I say? And they'll say, I don't know, but they understood what I said. Yeah, that could be used. And then I said, well, what did I say? And they said, oh no, but it can be used. See, there's several different ways you can speak, and it could be where the area you're from too. It's just but either way, like you said, Istungon Atitska, you can say that, but I said Istungon Athaga. You're saying you wandered around okay too, Atitska. Or Atitja, either way. It's understood. If you said that to me, Thor, I would know what you're saying. Either way you said it, I would know. Okay. Is that kind of clear? You don't sound unsure. I ain't either. It's just different. Okay. I got a question. What are you saying? I can't get to you, Amy.
It's okay, Mvhayv. I was wondering, like, just how I don't know how to put it. It seems to me that the language is about describing things, and each person describes something different.
Yeah, they
Like,
can. Yeah.
and maybe that's why the language kind of morphs according to how somebody perceives something, but it's still the same item, it's still the same thing, but you might describe it one way, another person might describe it a different way.
They can.
And
Yeah.
and maybe that's the difference. I don't know. I also wanted to know about that word. Okay, so you're from the oh gosh, I lost my word here. Give me Dolofa, the Dolofa town, Hannah.
Huh? Yeah.
Yes. Is that the same word as the word here on the
Yeah,
screen?
yeah, Dalofa is town. No matter.
Yes.
Yeah, no matter, even city. It's like a city is Dalofa. But like if you're saying like Tulsa, a big city, we would have to say Dalofako. Dalofako.
I was wondering, because the name of your town is Hannah. Is it the same as this word honey on the screen, honey?
No, it's
It's a different.
it's
Okay,
named
no.
after, it's named after a Creek woman.
Oh,
Her name was Hannah.
okay.
And yeah, they named it after her, and there's a story behind that, but I can't remember what was said about it. But I can find out. Her relatives, well, her offsprings are still living there now.
Wow,
Like great grandchildren are still living there.
that's amazing. Well, the reason why I ask is, we have many towns here in Florida that have the Seminole names, like Nakusei. We have is right down the road from me, and I've mentioned that before. But a lot of different That's why I was asking that if it was the same kind of concept, but that's neat. Thank you so much, Mado.
One is a name, yeah, but, and Hannah, can't remember her last name for the life of me. I just lost it. And like Dustin, there's a town about 15 minutes west of us, and I think Thor would know where it's at. They call it Spagogi, but in English it's Dustin. And somebody asked, what does Spagogi mean? I don't think anybody knows what it means, Spagogi. I didn't know what it meant, and I was stumped on that, and I've been trying to find out what it actually means, Spagogi. But that's what they called it long time ago. The Creeks called it Spagogi. But the English was Dustin. And it's just like 15 minutes west of us. In fact, one of our teachers live in Dustin. And it's called Spagogi. If I had, like these questions that you're asking, like if I had thought about it, and if my mother was alive, she would have told me and I could have answered you right off. But, that's what I'm saying. Ask questions, guys. Hannah Bullet, there you go. Somebody knew it. There you go, but Jane, Hannah Bullet. That was her name, Bullet. And Hannah Bullet, and that's who it was named after. She was a little Indian woman. And why it was named after her, I have no clue. And I know my mom knew because she told me, but like I said, I've forgotten what the story was about it. She was Hannah Bullet. Very good, Jane. So it was named after her. And it, a lot of these little towns, and like Eufaula, they say that's a Muskogee name. That's east of us. And I don't think that is. Some said that it was a Choctaw. So I think it's more like Choctaw, maybe. But anyway, Haziskinka, Sun Measurer. Georgina, Huyanibiga, it's past 3. Let's see, Tuesday in Jigijagate. Monday in Hayatgat. Monday in Hayatgat, the morning after. Okay, they get us. We'll get at the job, but I do. Oh, I know. Thor said he'll see us in a week or so. Oh, I know, but Thor, good questions, guys. And Jane, she told me Hannah Bullet. That is right. That's her name. Mado, guys. See, I'm learning from y'all too. Mado.
Mado.
I got this.
Jihijakathis.
Oh, I know.